Good morning, students. Welcome to English class. Today, I am going to discuss a very interesting chapter with you from your Fragrance English Reader book. That is, Lesson 10, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. Students, this chapter is an extract from the novel The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, written by Mark Twain. Now, Mark Twain was an American novelist. Students, by the end of this video, you will be able to understand the summary of the chapter, word meanings and phrases. You will also be able to answer the questions well. Now, students, this is a story about a 12-year-old naughty and mischievous boy named Tom Sawyer, who lived with his Aunt Polly and his half-brother Sid in a place located in a town in St. Petersburg, Missouri. It was Monday and Tom was not willing to go to school, so he tried out different excuses. Now, students, let's discuss the detailed summary of this chapter. Tom always felt miserable on Monday morning because Monday was the beginning day of the week and he had to go to school after a weekend holiday. It began another week's slow suffering in school. He was thinking it would be nice to stay home. Tom laid in bed. He wished he was sick. He tried to convince himself that he had severe stomach ache, but it did not work. Then he discovered that one of his upper front teeth was loose, but he realized that Aunt Polly would pull it out if he complained about it. Eventually, he remembered that he had a sore toe. He decided to groan about his sore toe. He started moaning loudly. Sid was sleeping. He shook Sid up and began to groan again. Sid woke up and began to stare at Tom. Sid got scared to see Tom groaning badly and got up to call Aunt Polly. Sid told Aunt Polly that Tom was dying. Aunt Polly got frightened to know about Tom's condition and she fled upstairs. She came to the room to see what was wrong. Tom told her that his sore toe was in bad condition. This made the old lady roar with laughter and tears. She had understood Tom's trick. She scolded Tom and asked him to climb out of the bed. Now, students, do you know what happened? The pain was vanished from the toe and accidentally Tom mentioned about his loose tooth. After that, Aunt Polly examined his loose tooth and told Mary to bring a silk thread and a chunk of fire out of the kitchen. Tom pleaded Aunt Polly not to pull his tooth out. Aunt Polly tied one end of the silk thread to Tom's tooth with a loop and tied the other end to the bedpost. Then she thrust the chunk of fire almost into Tom's face, and the tooth was out of his mouth. Now, students, let's discuss the difficult words with their breakups and meanings. First word is miserable. M-I-S-E-R-A-B-L-E. Miserable here means unhappy. Next word, intervening. I-N-T-E-R-V-E-N-I-N-G. Intervening means in between. Moving on to the next word, that is captivity. C-A-P-T-I-V-I-T-Y. Captivity means prison. Next word, fetters. Fetters. Fetters means shackles or chains. In the same line, this word odious. Odious. Odious means unpleasant. Moving on to the next word, that is vague. Vague. Vague means not clear. Next word is canvassed. Canvassed. Canvassed means searched. Now next word is colicky symptoms. Colicky symptoms, Colicky, colicky, Symptoms, symptoms. Colicky symptoms means severe pain in stomach. Let's discuss the phrases on this page. Into captivity, Kaid mein. Next phrase is with considerable hope, Vishesh ummeed ke saath. Now students, let's start the reading. Monday morning found Tom Sawyer miserable. Monday morning always found him so because it began another week's slow suffering in school. He generally began that day wishing he had no intervening holiday because it made the going into captivity and fetters again so much more odious. Students, as you know, Monday is the beginning day of the week. So Tom felt unhappy on Monday morning as he had to go to school after weekend holiday. Moreover, Monday morning began another week's slow suffering in school. He wished he had no holiday in between. Going to school was compared to going into the prison. Now students, why was Tom Sawyer not willing to attend school on Monday morning? What does it tell us about him? Now, Tom Sawyer was not willing to attend school on Monday morning because it began another week's slow suffering in school. It tells us that Tom hated going to school. For him, going to school was like going to jail, going to prison. Students, here are some set of questions. Number 1. What made Tom Sawyer miserable? Number 2. Why did Tom Sawyer feel miserable on Monday morning? Number 3. How was Tom's experience about going to school on Monday morning? Number 4. What did Tom wish? Now students, on the basis of the understanding of the paragraph, you will be able to answer these questions well. Now let's proceed further. Tom lay thinking. Presently, it occurred to him that he wished he was sick. Then he could stay home from school. Here was a vague possibility. He canvassed his system. No ailment was found, and he investigated again. This time, he thought he could detect colicky symptoms, and he began to encourage them with considerable hope. But they soon grew feeble, and presently died wholly away. Now students, Tom was lying on the bed thinking. He wished he was sick. So he thought he could stay home. He searched his system. No disease was found. So he investigated again. He thought he could find severe pain in his stomach. He tried wholeheartedly. Now students, here are some set of questions. Number 1, what did Tom wish? Number 2, why did Tom wish to be sick? Number 3, what did Tom do to stay at home from school? Number 4, what did Tom decide to do first? Now students, on the basis of the understanding of the paragraph, you will be able to answer these questions well. Now students, I hope you have understood the topic well. Students, read the chapter again for better understanding. Also revise the word meanings that are there on page number 71 and follow your SNAP homework schedule. Thank you everyone.